You've chosen your business structure. Now it's time to make it official. This video will cut through the noise on jurisdiction choices, filing tools, and costs so you can get legally formed with confidence. This program is brought to you by the Series of Thoughts team. By the end of this video, you'll have an actionable path to forming your entity in the right jurisdiction without overpaying. We'll cover the jurisdiction decision framework, filing documents explained, tools and services compared, and the timeline, costs, and next steps. The big question is, where do you incorporate? Your state of incorporation determines your legal framework, investor expectations, and ongoing compliance costs. Most founders face three choices: Delaware, Wyoming, or their home state. The right answer depends on your funding strategy, team size, and operational complexity. Delaware has been the dominant choice for venture-backed startups. Its Court of Chancery offers predictability, and investors are deeply familiar with its corporate law. Delaware provides investor familiarity, a dedicated business court for quick dispute resolution, and flexible corporate law to support complex governance structures. Delaware's advantages are real, but only relevant in specific scenarios. If you're a lifestyle business, solo consulting practice, or local service company with no plans for institutional capital, Delaware may add unnecessary complexity and cost. Don't choose Delaware if you're not raising VC money, operate locally, or prioritize simplicity over optionality. Wyoming has emerged as a compelling alternative for LLC formation. It offers no state income tax, strong privacy protections, and low annual fees. Wyoming LLCs are a strong fit for online businesses, asset protection strategies, solo operators, and privacy-conscious founders who don't plan to raise venture capital. For many early-stage founders, home state incorporation is the most practical and cost-effective choice. It means no foreign qualification is needed, giving you one filing, one state fee, and one compliance calendar. It also allows direct access to local courts and results in a lower total annual cost. Use this framework to choose the right state based on your specific situation. Most founders overthink this decision, but your funding strategy is the single factor that eliminates most uncertainty immediately. A registered agent is a person or company authorized to receive legal and government documents on your behalf. They receive and forward lawsuits, accept compliance notices, provide a stable business address, and help keep your personal address off public records. You have three options for a registered agent: be your own agent, use a commercial service, or have your attorney serve. A commercial service is the right call for most founders, providing efficient forwarding, reminders, and privacy for $50 to $150 per year. The foundational documents that legally bring your entity into existence are the Articles of Incorporation for corporations and the Articles of Organization for LLCs. The names differ, but both serve the core purpose of formally registering your business with the state. Articles of Incorporation are used for corporations to establish existence with the Secretary of State. Articles of Organization are used for LLCs and establish the company's legal existence. Remember, these documents create the entity, but the operation is defined by the bylaws or operating agreement. Most formation documents require a consistent core set of information. You'll need to prepare your entity name, registered agent info, authorized shares if incorporating, the incorporator or organizer's name, and the principal address. Preparing these in advance makes filing take minutes, not hours. Online formation services have democratized legal formation, simplifying a process that once required a lawyer. However, not all tools are equal. The right choice depends on your complexity, budget, and growth plans. Stripe Atlas is built for global tech founders needing a Delaware C Corp, U.S. bank account, and Stripe account in one package. For $500, it includes incorporation, registered agent for the first year, EIN application, and initial banking setup with Mercury. Clerky is the VC track choice built for startups pursuing venture capital. For $799, it provides a complete legal foundation for investor due diligence, including founder documents, IP assignment, and stock issuance. It's best for VC track startups and teams, prioritizing investor-ready documentation from day one. LegalZoom is the most recognized name in online legal services, supporting all major entity types across all 50 states. Packages start around $0, plus state fees. It is best for bootstrapped founders, LLC formations, non-tech businesses, or those needing home state incorporation, offering flexibility in entity type and state. Northwest Registered Agent is a privacy-first option. Packages start at $39 plus state fees, including the registered agent for year 1. Its key feature is using its own address to shield your personal information from public records, making it ideal for privacy-focused founders or cost-conscious bootstrappers. Here is a side-by-side comparison. Stripe Atlas is the best deal for global and SaaS founders. Clerky is built for VC-tracked startups and offers a full suite of investor documents. LegalZoom and Northwest are suited for general use or LLCs, with Northwest emphasizing privacy and budget friendliness. The true cost of formation includes the formation service fee, state filing fees, and ongoing annual costs. Understanding all 3 layers up front helps you budget accurately and prevents future sticker shock. Delaware's filing fee is $90, with an annual tax of $100 minimum. Wyoming's annual fee is one of the lowest at $52. For every state, budget an annual cost for a quality registered agent, typically between $100 and $150 after the first year. Here are 3 real-world scenarios. AVC Track C Corp costs around $890 in year 1. A global founder using Stripe Atlas pays about $500 initially. A home state LLC using Northwest typically costs $100 to $250 in the first year, depending on the state filing fees. Formation takes time. Day 1 is completing your application. Days 1 through 3 are for document submission. State approval typically takes 7 to 10 days. Weeks 2 to 3 involve EIN processing, and weeks 3 to 4 are for finalizing internal documents and opening a bank account. Receiving your formation documents is a major milestone, but it's only the start. You must complete critical legal steps immediately after formation to fully protect your company and founders. After filing, you'll receive your certificate of incorporation or organization, the EIN confirmation letter from the IRS, a state filing receipt, and a registered agent confirmation. The certificate and EIN are the foundation of your company's legal and financial identity. Critical steps include drafting and signing your operating agreement or bylaws. Next, issue founder shares for C Corp and file the 83B election within 30 days. You must sign IP assignment agreements. And finally, open a separate business bank account. The 83B election allows founders to be taxed on restricted stock at the time of grant when the value is low. The deadline is strictly 30 days from the grant date, with no exceptions. Ensure you file with the IRS via certified mail and keep copies for your records. Completing the Stripe Atlas application takes about 20 to 30 minutes. It handles the state filing, registered agent, EIN application, and bank account setup. The process includes creating an account, selecting a registered agent, inviting founders, and finally, reviewing and paying the $500 fee. Avoid these common mistakes: using a personal address for public records, skipping the operating agreement or bylaws, missing the 83B election deadline, and not assigning intellectual property to the company. These mistakes can be expensive and disruptive to fix later. Foreign qualification is required if you incorporate in one state, like Delaware, but conduct business in another. This adds dual state compliance burdens, including additional fees, registered agents, and annual reports. Consider this added cost and complexity before choosing a non-local state. Every founder's situation is different. Here are 4 common profiles and the exact formation path we'd recommend for each one, starting with founder scenarios. Scenario 1 is the VC Track Tech startup, 2 founders in California building a SaaS product and planning to raise a seed round. The recommendation is a Delaware C Corp via Clerky for investor-ready documents and full founder stack protection. Key actions include filing the 83B election within 30 days and executing IP assignments. Scenario 2 is the international founder, a solo founder in Brazil wanting to sell to U.S. customers and raise U.S. capital. The recommendation is a Delaware C Corp via Stripe Atlas, as it's built for non-U.S. residents and simplifies EIN and banking. Key actions include confirming visa status, setting up Stripe, and consulting a U.S. tax advisor. Scenario 3 is the bootstrapped local business, a solo operator in Texas launching a consulting practice, prioritizing simplicity and low cost. The recommendation is a Texas LLC via Northwest registered agent for low cost and privacy. Key actions include drafting a simple operating agreement and setting up separate business finances from day 1. Scenario 4 is the privacy-focused online business, a content creator valuing privacy, minimal state taxes, and operating entirely online. The recommendation is a Wyoming LLC via Northwest registered agent for anonymous ownership and low fees. Key actions include consulting on Nexus rules and maintaining meticulous records. The core reason to form an entity is the liability shield, separating personal and business assets. This shield must be maintained by never commingling funds, keeping documents current, formally documenting major decisions, and maintaining a separate business bank account. Online tools cover simple formations, but an attorney is essential for complex scenarios. You need an attorney if you have multiple founders with complex equity splits, existing IP with ownership questions, operate in regulated industries, or are raising a priced round of funding. Every founder should know key terms like EIN, your federal tax ID, and authorized versus issued shares, which track your company's maximum versus distributed stock. Also, understand par value, which minimizes Delaware franchise taxes, and foreign qualification, which is required when doing business outside your state of incorporation. Use this formation checklist as your action guide. Choose your jurisdiction, pick your formation tool, file and get your EIN, and appoint a registered agent. Complete the first 4 steps in a single afternoon and finalize governance and shares in the first week. Choose the right jurisdiction for your goals. Clerky for investor readiness, Stripe Atlas for global founders, and Northwest for privacy and cost. Most importantly, complete your governance documents, share issuance, and IP assignment immediately after filing. Thank you for watching.